Hi, my name's Nick, and welcome back to the Painter's Mess. I am aware that we are not painting in this mess currently, or making a mess in general, but we are making some thematic lists with all of the Horus Hersey legions. So with that, we're going to move on to the 17th Legion, the Word Bearers. Let's get into it. So, first and foremost, this is a historical war game. Horus Heresy is historical, and none of these lists are intended to be representations of meta lists. And I say that every time because they are not, in fact, meta. And if you feel that these lists may or may not win any games because they are more narrative or thematic, I would love to discuss why you think that they might not win some games, because I plan them with the intent that although they aren't meta lists, they are relatively viable to win a game. So I would love to have that discussion if you would like to as well. And with that, put some comments down below, because I really do want to know your thoughts on these lists. And they are, and I'll put this out there at the beginning, they are available. All of these lists that I talk about, I have a Google Drive link that is available to view all three lists that I go over in the Google Drive, and they are in the format of a new recruit list. So you just open them up, you can see the war gear that I've picked, and hopefully you can understand why I picked it. If you would like to see me go over all the war gear, why I picked those things, let me know, and I can go over those things. But as of right now, I'm just going over kind of the blanket, what the units are and the lists that I've assigned them to. So with that, let's move forward. So housekeeping agenda, all the same stuff. This is episode 7, so if you haven't watched the previous last 6 episodes, go watch those right now, because it's all the same for the most part, except the examples that we use. I went with Argel, Tal's Anointed, Demonic Summoning, and some Diabolic Warp Fire. So the Word Bearers Legion features. It's the hardest thing to say. Word Bearers. Just call them Word Bears. Why not? Just make them bears, because everybody's afraid of bears. Anyway, unwavering conviction is their Legion trait. So when resolving combat in the resolution subphase of the assault phase, score 1 combat resolution point if any friendly models have the Word Bearer's trait. So basically, when you charge, or in that phase of charge, you get a +1 combat resolution, which kind of leads to this Legion being combat focused, and they kind of are, and then they kind of aren't. Which is very interesting. So you can really lean into that combat focused, those combat focused lists, especially with the Galvor back and a lot of the other fun units that they have. So advanced reaction is Glorious Martyrdom. I love this. Too long didn't read. One dude jumps out and takes all the incoming fire, and if he does, all the other shots are wasted. That hopefully I read that right, but I think that is hilarious. It's just like one dude getting shot by all of the guns. And he can basically just absorb all of the shot, and that's for the specific fire group and all of the shots within it. So to be clear, if it was a heavy autocannon squad shooting a unit, one guy jumps out and takes all the autocannon shots, so he'll absorb those AP4 shots rolling on his regular save, and the AP2 shots, because the AP2 shots occur on a breaching 6 up. Because they are split from the original fire group, he would absorb those as well. If it's a multiple set of weapons, so say a Predator with a Predator cannon on the front, las cannons on the side, he can only tank one of those shots. So pick and choose wisely. But if it is like a bunch of bolters, it works every time. If it's a bunch of autocannons, it works every time. So basically, if it's one set of weapons, just throw a dude in front. And it could be any dude. It could just be a dude in your list, or in the unit that's getting shot. I think that's hilarious. So, some more Legion features. Burning Lore. Your High Command can gain the Psyker trait and the Antithemata Psychic Discipline for 40 points. I don't remember what that one does, but I'm sure it does something. It might be something to give to your High Command. And then your Zealous Assault units, which are your prime units, usually your tactical squads, spoilers, assaults. But there are some other ways to get like a veteran squad or an elite squad as a prime unit. They gain impact strength. So they charge, they get +1 strength, as well as their Legion trait, Legion Tactica trait, which is +1 combat resolution. So it does lean towards that fighty army, that melee focused army. I put those in the weapons. Interesting. Anyway, so Gambit, Beseech the Gods. Let's see. The Gambit can only be selected during the first face-off step. You roll a willpower check, and basically you're asking for some magic power. If you pass, then you get +1 strength and attacks. If they fail, they suffer a mortal wound. Basically, your Perils of the Warp. No saves or damage mitigation roll may discard this one. Cool. Perils of the War. The weapons. Tainted Weapon is a pretty cool one. It's actually not in the primary rulebook, but I know that I believe it's in the not Liebers, because this is the Lieber. It is in the Legacy. And basically, it's breaching and a phase strength weapon. I did assign that to some of the models in this army, so go check it out. And then the Warp Fire Blaster Projector and the pistol. Basically, it's like a green plasma. I don't know what color plasmas you use, but my plasmas are usually blue. My Volkites are usually orange. And then a Warp Fire in my brain would be green. So Warp Fire Blaster, it's plasma. It has breaching and shred, and it's plasma. So that's the special Word Bearer's plasma shot. And then I don't know why I put Burning Lore and Zealous Assault here. They actually go in the Prime Advantage, so ignore those. And then your special units and characters, you have Lorgar as the Primarch, Argyle Tall, Heretics, Diabolist, Zardu Lyak, which is pretty cool, Corfarian, Mahara Gal Dreadnought, Ashen Circle, Gal Vorback, Praetus Anointed Conclave, and the Procurators. If I butchered any of those, please roast me down below. Thank you very much. So some Legion notes. Thematically, super big into like the demons and the falling to chaos or allied with some demons. So I highly recommend adding some demons to your army. Fuck Heretics. Enough said. Pretty easy there. And if you'd like to go full chaos, I would pick this Legion. They really are like the chaosy chaos. They are the demon corrupted. The Gal Vorback and the Warp Fire Plasma are really cool, especially with the Mahara Dreadnought is really cool. Basically, anything demonic, go with that. And Argyle Tall is actually like a pretty sweet looking model, and I don't have it in front of me, but I know that it's in this PowerPoint. Dude's just cool. Just with wings and everything. He's sweet. And then like the first Saturnine squad out of the Tacticas came for this Legion. Yeah, so this dude's just really cool with some really cool wings. That's some really sweet artwork. I don't know if that actually fits his description. I don't think he actually has a weapon, but he does have claws and a wing, so it's pretty sweet. So we're going to go with his Anointed Detachment. So you have Argyle Tall as your high command. You have a Centurion in Saturnine armor and a Diabolist. You have one tactical squad, which has a logistical benefit, and that's bringing a support squad. Interesting. And I make some of these lists like earlier in the week, so I might forget some of the stuff that I'm talking about, but we'll get to that point because I usually write it out in the next slide. 2 Rhinos and a drop pod. Your armored support detachment is going to have 2 Sicarans, probably with the plasma, the Omegas. Your heavy support is Mahara Gal is the Dreadnought, which is a really cool Dreadnought, really beast of a Dreadnought. And then we're going to do a first strike with the Ashen Circle, which are your jump pack guys with the little dual flamers or the axes. Dual flamers, single flamer, and an axe. One of the two. Exalted Conclave, which is the specific for the Word Bearers, has two troops and 2 elite squads. The troops have to have True Believers, which is where instead of taking statuses, you take D3 wounds, basically D3 mortal wounds. So instead of getting status, they just start dying off, which is kind of thematic and cool. And we're going to do despoilers there, which you have to take True Believers. And then your Gal Vorback from your elites and your Praetus Anointed Conclave, which is your Saturnine. And then I did say a logistical benefit of a support squad. So let's move forward. Tal and the Gal Vorback. Did I have Gal Vorback? Yeah. They just run up the board because he can move really quick and they can move relatively fast as well. We're just going to send them up the board and go hunting for characters and slay the Warlord and Vanguard. Your Master in Descent and Master of Signals. Did I actually do that right? I must not have put that in there. I want to look at the list. I'm going to pull it up over here. I don't have either one of those in here. I think maybe I had added those separately, maybe to a second set of list building. So let me move forward and keep going. Your Master of Descent or Master of Signals, if there is one, could hide back alone and just call down support. Your Master of Signals would do your reserve rolls better, and your Master of Descent would also do your aerial reserves, which I don't think we have aerial reserves. Or just pull down the reserves for free. So yeah, that's where they would come in and help your Centurion in Saturnine armor and your Praetus Anointed in drop down turn 2. Oh, because they have the transponders, so bring them in with the transponders and the Master of Descent. or the Master of Signals, being able to dish out line or vanguard, but then having that +1 to the reserve roll. Your Warp Fire support, which is your heavy support squad, supports in a drop pod down turn 3, because you can only do once per turn. So do your teleport in first, and then your drop pod second. Your Ashen Circle move up the board as fast as possible with their jump packs. They just go Vanguard hunting. Your Mahara Gal and your Sikarns provide anti-armor support with Plasma, Las, and Fists. Because you do Plasma Omega, Las cannons on the side, and then your Mahara Gal has the Fist, or whatever it uses to fight off the things. And your Rhinos carry your Tacticals and your Despoilers wherever they need to go. So cover down on those objectives. Yes. So yeah, that is how it's built. I think the list that I currently had built, I have 3 monitors at the moment, my laptop, 2 monitors here. The list that I have up over here doesn't have it in there, but I would take away from something to put in a Master of Descent or a Master of Signals. Now your Master of Descent does have a jump pack, but he cannot sit with the Ashen Circle, otherwise that would make sense, because I believe they have Bitter Duty. But your Master of Signals can just sit in the back and then do that extra +1, but then also be able to give line and Vanguard as needed, where your Master of Ascent can just call in people for the Deep Strike reserves. So pick whatever one works for you, and then go from there as far as getting those units in faster. And especially with the Master of Descent, you get them in 100% of the time. It works every time with his special rule, his box. So on to the next one. Diabolic Warp Fire. I think you can hopefully assume what this is, because Warp Fire. So I went with Kor Pharaon. He is one of the named characters for the Word Bearers. He's the first captain, a Master of Faith, Priest King of Kolkis. Interesting. All right. I don't know anything about Word Bearers other than they like demons. We went with 2 Diabolists, and one of them has a logistical benefit of a Spartan. And then we have in the transport, we have 3 Rhinos, and your troops, we have a squad of Despoilers and a squad of Despoilers in your primary Crusade detachment. We're doing a tactical support detachment that has a heavy support squad. I wonder what it has. Probably the Warp Fire cannons. And a tactical support squad, again, probably has Warp Fire, because that's the whole point of this list. In the heavy support, we have the Mahara Gal Dreadnought, again, probably with the Warp Fire cannon. And then in the Exalted Conclave, we have a tactical squad with True Believers, because that's what they have to have, and a set of Gal Vorback and your Procurators. It sounds like a curator to me, like a museum curator, as your other elite unit. So I'm going to pull up this other list. I want to make sure I have it right. Give me 1 second. Diabolic Warp Fire. Cool. And gonna move forward here. So your Corfarin and the Gal Vorback are in the Spartan, okay? Because I believe he has some bulky. He does. He has bulky 2. So it would make sense for him to be with the Gal Vorback if he can. So he has Dark Ority. No. Said that word wrong, but that's okay. I want to make sure that he can actually go with them, because I believe that they have Feel No Pain, Impeccable Advance, Vanguard, Fear. They are Malefic, and he is not Malefic, so that might have to change. So that actually might be a thing. He might not be able to go with them. I'd have to do some more research, but let's assume that he probably can't. So with that, that might change the list a little bit, because there's 10 Gal Vorback and him. We might have to put him somewhere else, maybe with the heavy support squad. I don't really know if he is the kind of person to be fighting, or if he should just be sitting back. Looks like he should be sitting back, so let's put him with the heavy support squad just to be safe. Leadership models, 6 inches. They all get Hatred Loyalist and modify leadership and cool by 2. So yeah, he's probably better with the heavy support squad. Let's keep him back. So the Gal Vorback going the Spartan. They just go killing characters and getting your Vanguard points, or just going and fighting with that initiative, strength, and the +1 combat resolution. Your heavy support and your Warlord are sitting back. Tactical support and a Rhino doing stuff with Warp Fire. the Diabolus with a set of Despoilers, and a Diabolus with a set of Tacticals in your other Rhino, because that should be all 3 Rhinos. And yeah, that's pretty solid. And then your Procurators fly up the board and just go kill what they can with the stuff that they have. And then your Dread does its thing, as in it goes and fights vehicles or does whatever it needs to do. Kind of jumped around there a little bit, but we got back on track. We managed to figure it out. All right, the last list I want to go over is the Demonic Summoning. And this is, I believe this is some artwork of Airbrush. Fuck Heretics, and that's who we're starting with. So that is who we have as your high command. We're gonna do another Diabolist and Zardu Lyak as your command options. We're gonna have a set of Despoilers and a set of Inducti, because the Inducti aren't bad. They're actually pretty cool. I'm gonna have to go back and see if I can get into the file. Let's see, just to make sure I have it right. And then we're gonna go with 3 Rhinos, and then from there, we're going to do a logistical benefit and do the Mahara Gal Dreadnought, because we really should just bring them in everything that we do. Back to the Inducti, they do have chainswords and pistols. They are empty vessels, which basically means if they have a special rule, if they do something, they gain Malefic and some other stuff. They're actually not bad. They're pretty cool, just like fodder to go fight stuff. And then we're going to do an Armored Fist attachment with a Land Raider Achilles and a Land Raider Carrier. And then an Exalted Conclave with a tactical squad of 20 and a Gal Vorback squad and a veteran tactical squad. And then we're going to do a Demonic Manifestation detachment with 3 sets of 3 Ruinstorm Brutes. So it's just a bunch of demons getting summoned and brought in. And it's pretty cool. On to the next slide. So your Airbrush and your Despoilers go into a Rhino. Airbrush summons Demon Brutes, and Zardu and his slaves, what are the things that vampires have? Not slaves, but like thralls. Go in a Land Raider Achilles, and they go try to turn enemy units with his special rule, which is pretty cool. And then they go fight characters and do Slay the Warlord, because I believe that they have Vanguard. I think is what I put in there. Let's make sure that that's true. I do not want to mislead you. Maybe they don't. So maybe not Slay the Warlord, but... Oh, no, they could just Slay the Warlord. They just wouldn't be able to get Vanguard. That's fine. Your Veteran Tacticals go Rhino and Vanguard hunting. Let's see what I gave the Veteran Tacticals. I'm assuming it's the Warp Fire. Yeah, Warp Fire Blaster and Disintegrator Rifles. That's pretty cool. And they have Vanguard. I know that for a fact. And then your Tacticals run forward with 20 Tacticals just running forward to an objective, and they just overload line on it. That's kind of just the theme there. Because they have True Believers, you want a large group of them just to start dying, but for the most part, they are just going to overwhelm your opponent. Your Gal Vorback run up the board and go do what Gal Vorback do, which is Vanguard. Your Inductee go into a Rhino and cover down on the objective. I would put them first and then run your Tacticals behind them, so they have to fight through your Inductee to get to your line units. And then your Demon Brutes, as they are summoned, they go and kill dudes or vehicles as they can. So again, send them forward and have them fight stuff, because they're demons and they're cool. And the Demon Brute models have big hammers and stuff, so it's pretty sweet. And then your Dread just goes and does its thing like it does normally. So with that, I hope you enjoyed those 3 lists. I know I went through them relatively quick. For the most part, they are pretty fast. You're gonna go fight stuff. Or you can just do a bunch of warp fire things. I think they both lead to some really fun thematic stories and narrative events that you can run and kind of like lean into. The Heresy Hammer has done a lot. The last 2 community shows have been really about the thematic building and running cool lists and expanding on lists. And I think that this is a good way to start if you're looking for some kind of theme. So check out the other lists, legions, as I've been going through them. I'm going to continue going through these, and if you like them or if you want to start your army based off of this, let me know, because again, I'm really excited about these lists. I will probably never play most of them, but I hope that somebody picks them up and plays them. I want to reach out to Heresy Hammer, and hopefully they start going through some of these and giving some comments and feedback of what they think in regards to thematic lists. So if you watch this show or this channel and you watch Heresy Hammer, shoot, do a little marketing and let them know that I've been making these lists, because I'm pretty excited about them, and I hope that they are too if they take a look at them. So on with that, thank you for watching. I'm going to continue on, but if you want to cut it here, you're more than welcome to, because you got all the things that you needed to see. But we're going to talk about some units to pick up if you want to start a Word Bearer's Legion for Horus Hersey. Argyle Tal is like a cool model. I would just pick him up, and Gal Warback as well, and the Mahara Gal Dread. Those are like, if you're going to pick up Word Bearers, just pick up those models. You're going to want 40 to 50 Marines, depending on what you want to do with them. Inductee, Tacticals, Despoilers, or some Warp Fire support, because you're going to want heavy, and you're going to want some regular dudes, some tactical support guys. Ashen Circle are pretty cool. I highly do not recommend Heretics, but if you had to, because you're choosing to go Word Bearers, you may pick up Heretics. I will judge you. Fuck Heretics. Easy as pie. Land Raider Carrier, Land Raider Achilles, and a Spartan. Pick up some Saturnine, because the Saturnine rules in the Journal Tactica are pretty sweet. I'd recommend that. You're going to want Predator Sikaran with Plasma, because Warp Fire. Why not? Make everything green, even though they're not technically Warp Fire. Esoteris Council, there's the new one, and then there's if you can find the old one in the Cataphracti armor where he's holding the demon, get some of those. Get some demons. Just buy a bunch of demons. I don't think I put demons in here, but buy a bunch of demons. Demon brutes, demons, allied demons. Just do the demon stuff. And then another thing that you could do that I didn't make a list about, which I wish I did, or I might do in a future video, is do an Overseer with some militia or some solar, and do an allied detachment with them, because then you just have cultists. You can buy the old cultist sculpts or the new cultist sculpts and just run them forward as militia, and just be like, these are all the cultists that are going to go kill your legionnaires. I think it's fun. I think it's thematic. I think that's the way to go. If I were to build a whole Word Bearers army, I would do with the demons, and then I would just start getting cultists and start sending cultists. So, and then finally you have your dreadnoughts, your standard dreadnoughts, just because they're fun and good to have. So with that, that is the end of this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Please let me know. They have some really cool artwork, and the deep dark red is pretty sweet in the book. So if you like this kind of content, please let me know down below. Comment, share with your friends, especially if they're getting into Horus Hersey and they're not sure what legion to pick. Have them search thematic list building, because I'm making a bunch of them, one for every legion. So we're going to move on to another trader army here, our trader legion here next. And I hope to catch you in the next video. Have a good weekend, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.